What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Talking Timepieces with Tony. I'm Tony. That's Paco. This is the Cat Fort. That's Wacko. Say hi, Paco. This is my Zenith El Primero. Anyway, I almost didn't do a video tonight because I got stuck in traffic. Would normally take me 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Took me 2 hours. So anyway, needless to say, we do have another episode of Ask the Magic Watch Ball. This is our Q&A. This is a sort of fun thing, not too serious and whatever. You ask the watch ball a question. She answers if she's in the mood. Sometimes it's smart ass. Sometimes she's rude. And then I throw my 2 cents worth. And then sometimes the questions are just for me and I just answer them. So having said that, it is Friday. I am having a beer because the traffic, LA, man, fucking, and people, whatever. Anyway, let's roll the intro and let's get into it. All right, so here we are. These are my questions. I have a lot of them today, so I don't know. First one's a statement, actually. This comes from Base in Bikes 3099. This is a statement. This was from my video I did where the guy is suing his Patek Philippe AD. And so this statement is just buy on the gray market, and even at a markup, you'll still be saving money and not buying crap you don't want. Yeah, I mean, it is true. If you don't really want the shit you're buying for $200,000 or $100,000, or, I get that a lot, and people say this a lot, going in and buying crap you don't want. Well, if you don't want fucking crap, just go to the gray market. You know what I mean? If you don't want to spend money and you truly want that Rolex Grail watch or whatever, Rolex or whatever, and you're going to keep it, you're not going to flip it, right? Then spend the extra money and save yourself some time and hassle and, for doing that. I think anyone that's like sit there going to go in and buy stuff they don't want just so they can get the Rolex from the AD, I mean, who would do that? You know what I mean? I guess a lot of people do. Everything I've bought from my AD is stuff I wanted, you know what I mean? So anyway, having said that, yeah, don't buy shit you don't want if you don't want it, but if there is stuff you want, then buy it if that helps build your history. And that leads me to the next question. EQ9962. There's a theme here. You got a bass and bikes. So you talk about bass guitars or just bass whatever. And then now we got EQ as in EQ. Whatever. The question regarding spend history and the chance to obtain a specific watch at a certain amount spent raises a question. Do ADs include Rolex purchases in their consideration of your spend history, or do they exclude those numbers and only consider non-Rolex purchases when considering you for a watch? Yeah, man, that's the whole thing. You know what I mean? If you got to, you have to get to that first one, right? Once you get that first one, then it's going to be easier to get to the next one and so on, right? Apparently. So yeah, of course, Rolex do count as your spend history. Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for your question, EQ9962. Yeah, JJJFFFPPP. I know I always make fun of you too, like go, but I know it's your initials and things like that, so I appreciate you. Hey Tony, I got the chance to finally get my first Rolex. Should I liquidate my Breitling and Tudor and pull the trigger on my Grail piece? I figure Breitling and Tudor ain't going nowhere, so I should jump on this Rolly. Ask your ball. Ball? Should he get rid of his Tudor and Breitling to get his first Grail watch? Absolutely. Why are you asking? Jump on it. Do it. You're right. Breitling and Tudor aren't going anywhere. Get your Rolex and be happy with it. There you go. That's your answer. Yeah, man. I mean, if that's your Grail watch, dude, and you're always going to be able to get a Breitling and a Tudor, especially a Breitling. You know what I mean? Yeah, you get it. Do it. Do it. Coors Light. Do it. Thanks for your question, dude. This is from Roy Lobu 7125. Talking about my, oh, sorry, I'm not wearing it. My Tudor. I wore that all day today. Black Bay 54. I think it fits and looks great, Tony. How do you think it would fit on a 7.25-inch wrist? On a 6.5-inch wrist, it looks pretty spot on. Dude, the only way I can answer that is try it on. You know what I mean? I've had some comments for people that do have like 7.5-inch wrist that says it fits them perfectly. I've had someone with a 7-inch wrist that says it's too small. So the only thing I can say is go try it on and then see for yourself. I'm not going to tell you one way or the other. I don't really know. I think, you know, it depends what you're used to, what's, you know, all that stuff. There's more to it. So just try it out, all right? Give it a shot and let me know what you think, mate. Steel Steez 6118. Talking about my Tudor Black Bay 54. I think the beefy oyster style case and bracelet make it look not small on the wrist. It looks absolutely perfect on your wrist size. Awesome, thanks, man. That's you know, the 54 Black Bay 54. They maintain that with a 37mm case, but they also have a 20mm wide bracelet. You know, so it adds that sort of a little bit of bulk to make it look a little bit bigger than what it actually really is. So that helps with that as well. If you could only choose between this Black Bay 54 and your Zenith Pilot, which one would you choose? Hands down, the Zenith Pilot. It's not even a competition, really. The Zenith make much better watches than Tudor do. But the quality, everything about them is much higher quality. But then again, you're paying more than, double the price. But at the same time, even not paying double the price, you're looking at a watch that's just it's a better watch all around, man. Not taking anything away from the Black Bay 54 because I love it. And anyone who's going to be hating on that, make sure you own a Zenith before you come at me with your question saying that Zenith sucks and Tudor rules. Because if you don't own a Zenith, then don't comment on negatively on this. All right, I've owned several Zenith, and I've owned 3 Zenith, and I've owned 2 Tudors. Zenith make better watches than Rolex, man. So, although Rolex is my favorite brand, right? So, having said that, Zenith, thank you. Thanks, Steel Steez. Awesome. Thanks for your question, bro. This is from EpiLife, EPEE Life. Hi, Tony. Hope you're well and good. Question for you and the watch ball. Where do you think Parmigiani Fleurier is going? Especially now with Guido Torini at the helm. I just purchased the Tonda GT Big Date Chrono Panda on a bracelet as a means to celebrate the birth of my first child. Shit, what am I going to do for the second kid? Wow, dude. For the second kid, get a Daytona. Here's a question for the ball, right? I think you asked for the ball, didn't you? Yeah, the watch ball. Parmigiani Fleurier. What do you think of Parmigiani Fleurier? I think they're confused as a watch brand, not knowing their direction correct at this moment. They do have great movements that are, oh shoot, what is their movements? What are their movements? Oh shoot, I can't remember. I'm sorry. I believe they also use the same movements as the Hermes. Either way, I think they just don't know the direction they're headed in right now. A little bit lost, but hopefully they'll get back on track with their new CEO. All right, fair enough. I had tried on a Parmigiani. I don't like it. I don't know where that, and keep in mind, since you asked me this question, I haven't looked at them and I don't know that much about them actually. I just know what I've seen. I think, honestly, man, I think the watches I have seen are boring. The one that I tried on, I'll flip up a little video of it because my neighbor bought one, and I didn't know what it was. It was like there was something missing. It was something kind of cool about it, but yeah, I don't know. But congratulations and congratulations on the birth of your child. And I'll look more into them. But yeah, I mean, I think they're a good brand. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're not, but but they're a luxury brand. I think they need to get in the ring. They need to find their way into the big time. You know what I mean? And they haven't done that yet. Or maybe, yeah. I mean, sorry about that. I am still flustered from my 2-hour drive home today. Two questions for the Saucy Minx, aka Watch Ball. What are your opinions of the brands Norcane and Bremont? And best beater, Oris Aquis, Norcane Neverest, or Tudor Black Bay 58? Or another you particularly recommend over those three. Watch Ball. What are your opinions of the brand Norcane and Bremont? Norcane are coming in strong lately with a big impact. You're seeing more and more of them at the ADs, and I think they're doing well. Bremont is not a brand I know too much about, and quite simple, that's about it. As far as beater watches, I would go with the Oris Aquis. All right. So yeah, Norcane definitely have made a much bigger impact this year. And when did they start? Again, I haven't done any research on them. So, but I've seen a lot more of them. They're pretty interesting looking. So having said that, yeah, cool. Bremont, are they a British brand? Again, I've heard of them too, but I don't know too much about them. I think they're a British brand. But I couldn't really tell you. I'm sorry, man. Best beater, Oris Aquis, Norcane Neverest, or Tudor Black Bay 58? Well, I'm going to have to pull out the Norcane because I don't know, again, too much about that watch. Oris, though, I do know. Oris made in Holstein, Switzerland. They're an independent brand, and they make phenomenal watches at really good price points. So it's between the Black Bay 58 and the Oris Aquis. As far as a beater watch, depends. I think as a true beater, like say you were just like total athletic, you know, going in the water, you know, mountain climbing or rock climbing or something like that, I would go with the Oris Aquis. Everyday kind of beater, just as less harsh on yourself as to what you do, then I would go with the 58. Any other brands I recommend over those? Yeah, you know, I mean, the Omega Seamaster is a pretty good beater watch. At, you know, having said that, the price point is more expensive, but yeah, you know, I think those are pretty good choices. And so next one comes from Cyrus Satara Vala 6731. First, he says a bunch of letters and numbers, and I don't know what he means there. And then whatever. Truly loved your video and thoughts. I connect with them completely. I have collected many Rolex and other watches over the years. I have a 2006 D Series 18 karat solid gold Cosmograph Daytona with the black 8 diamonds dot adornment dial. Would you say if I exchanged it with a 2013 gold GMT reference 116718 or for a Submariner 116618? I don't know, dude. I mean, are you just bored with your Daytona? You know? Because, I mean, I would kind of hang on to the Daytona. But then at the same time, if you're bored with it and you've had it for years and you just want to try something else, then, you know, then, yeah, GMT, go with that. Or the Sub. Either one. It's your choice. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess you've got an older Daytona, you know. That's a nice watch, dude. I'd hang on to it if I were you, but that's up to you. So thank you for your question, though. This one comes from Drojei, Drjoei. This is the last one, by the way. My AD told me the Daytona line is corporate approved and manager approved, which makes your spend history the main conversation when the manager approaches corporate. I'm a little under triple that amount, and my rep tells me always, no way you get in a Daytona or a Pepsi, the two hardest watches to get. They also tell me besides spend history, they want their potential buyers of Daytonas and Pepsi, they want to see one date, just one two-tone, and one all-gold watch, plus spend history. So that's not really a question, that's a statement. But having said that, I mean, as far as you talking about corporate approved and manager approved, only if you're in a corporate store like Bucherer, something like that. Rolex have nothing to do with that whatsoever. So if you're at like a corporate store like Bucherer that have many locations throughout, you know, the world, then if it has to go through a manager and then it has to go through corporate, then that's up to them. I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about if that's their rule to have one Datejust, one two-tone, and one all gold. And plus on top of that spend history, then they're pretty strict, and it'd be pretty hard pressed to get your watch, wouldn't it, I guess. So yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, I appreciate what you're saying, but it's probably why I would never buy at Bucherer, you know what I mean? So anyway, you guys, I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys watching, liking, subscribing. I hope this video was okay. Just been flustered from, you know, being in traffic for as long as I was. So anyway, I'm going to do a video probably tomorrow, hoping tomorrow, why I turned down a free Rolex. And yes, I did. So we'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot. Enjoy your evening.